Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be tying Manny's Muddler in a size 4 and 4x long mustad hook cone head version. Using a cone head when you're spinning deer hair for a head is awesome to have. Actually pushes the deer hair back, but we'll get to that a little bit later. So right now we're going to use some 6/0 thread. Now you want to be using some thicker thread when you're spinning deer hair so you don't break it. So we're just going to start that in at the back here. And we're going to wind that about to the hook point. Now we're using an orange tinged squirrel for the tail and the wing. So you just want to grab a little bit. You don't want too much. This is where the less is more part. And you want about the length of the hook back. And we're gonna secure that in there. And we're gonna wind that forward a bit. And we're going to trim off some excess. Wind that forward. Now for the body, this is a great part. I'm using some UV Polar Chenille in orange. This stuff is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I absolutely love this stuff. We're going to tie that in at the back and then wrap forward. Now you want to wrap your thread forward to where about you want your head to start. And now we're just going to wrap this chenille back. There we go. Nice tight wraps. And as you're doing this, you're pulling the tinsel pieces back. Gives it that little pommered effect. And once it's done, it does give a great body to your flies. Oops, someone's slipping there. Now you can tie this in different colors. Pink and purple of the UV Polar Chenille works great for steelhead. Orange also does early in the season, early fall. And let's see here. Maybe one more wrap. There we go. And we'll tie that off there. And you just want to get some of these pieces that are protruding forward so you don't get it sticking out of your spun deer hair. Okay, so we're going to be using some yellow deer hair to spin for our head. Now the difference with this fly is we're not going to have the tips extending back, and I'll show you that in a second. For the wing, we're going to be using the same squirrel tail color as we did for the tail. So you just want to cut a piece off there, and again, don't forget, less is always more. And you want the length to be about back to almost the tail. And we're going to tie that in there. There we go. Nice. Clip off some of this excess here. And secure it down. That looks good right there. Perfect. Okay, so you want to grab a nice chunk of deer hair. Oh yay, so. Make sure you get some of that fluff out of the bottom. And again, we are not using the tips in this fly, so you can cut it off now, cut it off later. I cut it off now. And we're gonna put in one loose wrap and then have it spun back. That's great there. Now we're gonna push, using the cone head, we're gonna push and stack our hair back. That's what's so great about using that cone head. And let's grab another piece here. Again, trimming off the tips. Get rid of some of that fluff. And we're going to tie that in there, nice and tight. Again, pushing and stacking that hair back, that deer hair back, a couple wraps in front. And we're just going to keep doing that until we run out of room. Okay. Stack that. Couple wraps forward. And we do have enough room to do a little bit more. And there we go. Bring that thread forward and give it maybe 10 turns there. Making sure you're nice and stacked there. And you're just going to tie off your thread with a whip finish and make sure you bury it in there. 4, 5, 6 turns. And get it in there. Nice. Okay. And now the hair cutting begins. This is kind of the fun part. So you want to take your, where you want your head to finish, you want to bring your scissors back there, and again, a little bit at a time, because you know the urge will be there to cut a lot off right now, and we're not going to get there yet. Just want to do a little bit at a time to where you want your head to go. And now we're going to start shaping the head, and again, a little bit at a time. And the one thing you're going to find with trimming deer hair with your scissors, they dull them up very quickly. Very quickly. Again, now I'm just bringing my scissors back because I want my head a little bit shorter. And of course I have that option now because I didn't cut too much off in the beginning. You can always cut more off, but you can never grow it back. And again, just giving it a haircut. And if you had curved scissors on this one, it works well too. You want to take your time doing the hair cutting. It's actually fun shaping it up to where you want it. Now you could use a razor blade or a razor blade tool, and I'll show you that. That's one of these here. This is a stone fold. And what I use this for only for the tip of the head here, just to shape it a bit just on the tip. And the reason I do it just for the tip here is because the razor blade, of course, is super sharp and seems to take off too much when I go back with it. So I'm just using this. Take your time with this just for the tip here. There we go. And a few more pieces, and you can spend a lot of time on this. Sometimes you think you're done, then you look back and go, oh, there's a hair at that place, and then you over trim it. And just fight the urge to over trim. Okay. Now if you have a nice little brush, we're just going to brush out anything that's stuck in there that we've cut off. And this is where you can kind of also see if you missed anything. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Head cement, you want to just stick your needle in there and give it a couple squirts, and that will soak right down to the thread. Okay, and there you have it, Manny's Muddler. And you can have this in different colors, tie this in different colors, orange, pink, purple, black, you name it. But the squirrel tail I love using for my muddlers, and the larger head with the cone. And again, I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time.